What's going on, people? Welcome to another Toronto Hoop Talk live stream. My name is Alam, and today we got a mock draft. The NBA playoffs have run pretty late, so we haven't had an amazing opportunity to really just lock in on the draft. So we're gonna get a chance to do that today. Pretty excited for it. For those of you who don't know, I do NFL content, and this past year for the NFL draft, I did a pretty cool thing. I just experimented with AI to see how I could use ChatGPT to help put together a mock draft. I'm only capable of reading so many previews, um, thinking about so many, different articles that I read. We do have a resource in this world um, that can kind of put everything together. So that's what we're going to use to come up with a mock draft. Shout out to Jared. We'll do that for the NBA for the watch along. I'm just gonna rip through this alone. I don't want this to take too long, because we gotta get this done in time for the watch along later, because that's in about an hour and 7 minutes. So just to really quickly break down the basic concept of what we're doing today, I fed ChatGPT a bunch of like major resources. So you got the Ringers stuff, Jonathan Gavoni stuff, just a bunch of resources that I identify as like reputable people that have valuable things to say. Go Thunder for sure, man. Let's go. And I put them all together, and we're gonna go through a mock draft where I get ChatGPT to consult with those resources as we put together. We're gonna do a top 10. So we're gonna have to see how this works. Again, ChatGPT doesn't necessarily understand what you want it to do, so it might take a couple runs to actually get it to put together something worth reading. So we're gonna start with we're going to put together a mock draft pick by pick. Use the resources included in the instructions. I'm going to change now since the KD trade. Okay, I see you. We got bandwagoning going on. I respect it, though. I respect it. Houston made an interesting acquisition. We'll definitely be talking about that during the mock draft, during the watch along. Use the resources included in the instructions as the only outside resource, as the only outside information. There we go. I will feed you relevant hold on. Relevant, no, where is it? Relevant information before each pick. Relevant before each pick. So don't make multiple picks at a time. If you think it makes sense for a team to make a trade, let me know. Are you ready? Okay, let's get started. So the first pick is the Dallas Mavericks. They need to get a piece that allows them to win now. Lots of pressure on the organization to win a championship in the short term. Okay, so I mean, I'm assuming Cooper Flag is the easy call here. Let's see if ChatGPT hallucinates. Holy shit, Zachary Risha say, okay. This mock draft is for 2025. Only use the 2025 pool of players identified in the resources attached to the instructions. So this is what I meant by it's going to take some time to get ChatGPT to understand what the goal is. Yo, Reed Shepard, Filipowski, these are okay. These are players from the 2024 NBA draft. This is only for 2025. Let's see if this Donovan Dent. Who is this? Tyrese Proctor, Bub Carrington, Alex Sard. This is not it. Damn. Okay. Let's tweak the instructions because this is interesting. Okay. 59 picks, Straight Talks, The Ringer, mock draft, 2025 consistent consensus mock draft. You know what? We're gonna emphasize that the ESPN link here is the only resource it should use. Okay, where is? Did I just hold on? Did I lose the last chat? Okay. Actually, no. I could probably go back. There we go. Okay. Use only players from this pool. Yo. We're saying Jacoby Walter at number one? Okay. How can I get ChatGPT to understand? Because here's the link that I provided, by the way. So this link, hold on. Oh, it copied the whole thing. This link doesn't have any of those players. Cooper Flag, Dylan Harper, Ace Bailey, VJ Edgecombe, Trey Johnson, Con Knipple, Kaman Maluach. This is what I'm. You're not only using players from the link I provided. These are from a different year. Okay, finally, recommended trade down. Target flag Kubo doing so they can acquire veteran players, still end up path forward. Explore trade down. Post trade. Damn. I can break down that pick too. Okay. So we finally are kind of on track. Propose a trade down scenario. One to three. Okay, to Philly. DeAnthony Melton for 1 to 3. Never mind. Just pick a player. Dallas selects VJ Edgecombe. He played high level Baylor, show strong physical tools. You know what? Okay, we're gonna do this one. We're gonna just roll through with this one, see what it does, and go from there. Let's do pick number 2. San Antonio is looking for the best player available because the player could get traded. Flag, Ace Bailey. So we got the Spurs taking Flag. Okay. fair enough. Finally, we're back on track a little bit. That other pick was a mess. We got Edgecombe. We're definitely going to do this again. Now that we kind of understood how to get ChatGPT to understand the mission, we're going to try this again. We're just going to let this finish this one up to learn about what it needs to know. Okay, pick number 3. Philadelphia has to so Philadelphia is looking to pick a player that could help them win now if they keep Embiid and George, or be a part of a rebuild around Maxey and McCain. They don't want to have to decide firmly yet. So a player with short and long-term upside would be preferred here. Okay. So what do we got here? Ideal prospects, top options, Dylan Harper, blah, blah, blah. Pick recommendation, Dylan Harper. Okay, so the mock that bizarrely has VJ Edgecombe going number 1, I think is starting to get back on track now, because I think there are a lot of people that have Ace, Ace falling out of the top 3. So it's Edgecombe, Harper, and Flag 1, 2, 3. We have a fucked up order for that in this mock, but at least we got the top 3 off the board at 3. Number 4 is the Charlotte Hornets. Okay. The Hornets likely want to pick the best player that complements their young core. What the hell? Did my phone get unplugged? Okay, team context, building around Mark Williams. Mark Williams is a hilarious inclusion there. Ace Bailey, blah, blah, blah. Hornets select Ace Bailey. Okay, so they have Ace Bailey and Brandon Miller. That's an interesting set of players to include. If they're going to go Ace Bailey, I imagine this is essentially a bet on upside, without necessarily caring too much about the player specifically being well suited for the team. If you have Ace Bailey and Brandon Miller, you probably have to move one of them at some point. But yeah, I think this is just about Charlotte amassing as much talent as possible. So for Utah at 5, Utah wants the best player available, because when you're the worst, when you're as bad as they've been as of late, that's the main thing you're looking for. Utah Jazz. Trey Johnson. Why? BPA gives long-term scoring threat. So they get Trey Johnson out of Texas. Again, I don't necessarily think that they have to worry too much about the kind of player that they get. They just have to get a player that's good. It's really as simple as that. Give me 1 second. I'm about to charge this phone. All right. So Utah is done at 5. We got Trey Johnson. At 6 is Washington. Washington has a core of young players. I'm assuming they want they want the best player that complements their core. Danny Avdia. They don't. Hold on. Is that man not on Portland? Tyus Jones? No way. That man is a Portland Trailblazer. Now the ball handler, offensive engine, ideal fit. Ugh. Ron Holland, Tyler Smith, DJ. What is this? These are outdated players. You've strayed from the big board provided. Remember, only use players from here. Because Ron Holland is on the Pistons, right? Yes. This man is on the Pistons. Come on, ChatGPT. Okay. So they take Khan at 6. I actually like that pick. I like Khan a lot. Again, I went into the year having a preconceived idea of what his game is like. So I like Khan going number 6 here for Washington. I don't necessarily think there's a lot of there's some teams where I think there could be some redundancy. So like as much as I like Khan, I couldn't see him going to Toronto even if he's there. But for a team like Washington, I like it. Next team, hold on, who's number 7? NBA mock draft. Because okay, we still have New Orleans, Brooklyn. Fears. Okay, New Orleans, Brooklyn, and then Toronto, right? Gotcha. So wait, 7 is not Brooklyn, right? It's New Orleans. Oh, okay. New Orleans likely has a rebuild ahead of them. So I'm assuming they will go for the player with the highest ceiling. They did it again. Hold on. Let me just copy paste that last message. Copy, paste, copy, paste. Okay, so it says Nolan Traore. Nolan Traore as the pick here, best available, not picked yet. High level international guard with leadership, blah blah blah. Offers playmaking upside. This is kind of a strange one for me because I would have assumed that this would be Fears. This is definitely a Fears pick for me. I would go ceiling. And I think, I mean, the inverse works as well. For a guy like Fears, I think you want to go to a situation where there's no hurry, there's no rush. They don't want you to be a bench player on a good team too early because I think that can stagnate the growth of a player like Fears. I think you want to give Fears a long runway into being a good player or to developing into a good player. So I think Fears to New Orleans is great, but I guess AI doesn't feel the same way about it. Brooklyn at 9. Brooklyn goes best player available. Remember to stick to the big board. Will I take young AD? Wait, what is the question here? A young Anthony Davis? Of course, generally, of course, I would take him. But is there like a specific situation? Like, I think there's more details to your question. Okay. Jeremiah Fears to Brooklyn. Oh my God, Brooklyn is a great spot for Fears as well, because that same rebuild that I'm telling you about, it exists in Brooklyn as well. Brooklyn will not rush Fears into producing early. They will not rush him into having too rigid of a role, having to not make mistakes too early. He can actually develop and become the best player he can possibly be. So I really like Fears going to Brooklyn. Okay, so the Raptors. The Raptors have 3 needs: a long-term center, a wing defender. Actually, no, you know what? Hold on. I think I have 2 needs: a long-term center and a wing defender. No, neither need is inherently more important than the other. Okay. Yeah, let's just feed that to the AI and see what happens. Number 9th pick. What? What? Who is Aiden Sherrill? We need to get this to relax. Who is this? Alabama Crimson Tide. No, no, no. Okay, we gotta do the same thing. What the hell? Remember, only use the big board provided. Okay. Okay, so here we go. Malawach, Noel, Behringer, blah, blah, blah. And the pick is Malawach. Now we have a pick that actually makes sense. Okay, I think I figured out how to work AI. So we got the first trial run mock draft out of the way. We're going to do pick number 10. Once it's done, we can actually do a proper one. But yeah, big up, Rajat, man. Good to see you. What do Toronto need more, power forward, or do you think they need a center? They need a center more than power forward. Power forward isn't the need, because I look at Scotty Barnes like a power forward, even when he's on the court. Regardless of how you line him up, I'm thinking about him like the 4. So yeah, I don't think they need a power forward necessarily. I think they need a center. And when I say wing defender, realistically, it could be a 2 or a 3, but they need somebody that can take on major defensive assignments. That's an absolute must. They need somebody who can free up Scotty Barnes from having to defend the other team's best player. But yeah, that's a big thing, a really big deal. Because we can't be having Scotty Barnes taking on primary defensive duties. BI isn't good enough. Grady isn't good enough. RJ is not good enough. We don't really have perimeter defenders like that. So that's what we're gonna need. All right. And who's pick number 10? Oh, pick number 10 was traded for Kevin Durant. It is in Phoenix right now. At pick number 10, Phoenix will likely be trading this player. So take the best prospect left. Remember to only use the big board. No, what the hell? That was an accident. Okay. Okay, so Igor Demin, or Yegor, I think his name is Yegor Demin. Like, that's how it's pronounced. Yegor Demin goes number 10 to Phoenix, and a lot of people think that Phoenix will be trading this pick. So essentially, this is the piece that they float in whatever trade they're going to make. The assumption is that Jalen Green gets traded. Green, Beal, and what's his name? Booker. Perimeter would be insane. So the assumption is that Jalen Green gets traded. You could trade Demon and Green and probably get something nice back. So that's the assumption people are working with. Okay, so we did this. We learned how we learned what messes this up. So what I'm gonna do is, where's the big board? Okay, this is the big board. I already have that. You know what I need? I need an article that talks about draft needs. So hold on. 2025 NBA draft needs by team. Draft needs, young core analysis. Okay, we got a New York Times article. The most likely pick for every team in the top 10. I don't need that. Most likely pick for every team. I don't need that. Draft guide. Okay. The Ringer's draft guide. It's not a mock draft, right? Big board. Oh, this is a big board? Okay. Bullshit. I need an article that breaks down needs. Fanspo. Team needs for all 2025 picks. Point guard, severe, high, low, severe, high, low. I don't know if it's going to know how to read that, though. Literacy issues. Okay, draft order, mock draft. Guys, if you guys have any articles that talk about draft needs, let me know. I think Booker's next. He ain't going to want to stick around while they fix Jalen Green. No, so I think Jalen Green gets traded, and I think they try to make a push around Booker and Beal. The thing is, hold on, let's look at Devin Booker's contract. Devin Booker, Spotrac. And bro, we'll talk about this a little bit more extensively during the watch along. Where's he at? Bro, as a player with 3 years left on his deal, he doesn't have that much leverage. Like, you're right about how if they don't fix things that he'll want to leave, but bro, they can trade him next offseason. I think there's no way they trade Booker. I think they try to make it work next year, and then they probably pull the plug next summer. But yeah, back to this mock draft that we're going to put together, because again, we do have to finish up in about half an hour. Young core, man, draft predictor, no, I need needs. I need team needs. Okay, mock draft, prospects, no. Maybe this is a way to find what I'm looking for. Okay. Have projections. Okay, hold on. I might just have to link that New York Times article and pray. We might have to do that. Where's number 1 here? Needs young core analysis. Is there any way to get by this? You know what? We're going to try it out. Okay, so I'm going to delete the instructions because this shit was ass anyways. Okay. We're going to put together a mock draft together, pick by pick, for the 2025 NBA draft. You are going to use these resources to determine which players are selected. Okay, so then we're gonna link this big board, and then we're gonna link the Ringers big board. You know what? We'll include this anyways. Okay. Is that what leads to this thing? Big board. Do they have a draft need? Mock draft team needs. What? They have a team needs? Oh, it's locked. God damn it. It's locked. Okay. The draft ringer. You are going to, where is it? You're going to use these resources to determine every team's needs. I hate basketball and I will not be watching it. Spoken like a Miami Heat fan. That's rough, man. It's rough. Hopefully you guys get somebody at some point, which is all I can say. Okay. How to do not use any outside research from for the mock draft. Just the links provided and what I tell you. So for too long, I gotta run some minutes. Okay, dope, bro. We'll try to run through it quickly. But then we got 2 Miami Heat fans trickling in. Hey, look, not getting KD is rough. But the thing about the Pat Riley experience is there's always another superstar to sell a dream about, bro. It is what it is. Okay. Dallas is on the clock. There is a ton of ways. Oh, does it not show what I'm typing? Damn. That sucks. Wait a second. Okay. Pig Hub King. We're running this again. Forgot you were doing this. All good, bro. All good. I wasn't even mad when I saw our offer. I just laughed. Bro, because you guys have been here before at this point. You guys have been here before. It's not new. So I understand it. There's a ton of pressure to win a championship immediately. Also, NBA trades make zero fucking sense. Okay, talk it out, bro. Talk it out. Let us know how you feel. But yeah, shout out to everybody in here. Make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Toronto Hoop Talk. We got a watch along coming up for Game 7. And we have this for now. So lots of content coming up. Free agency, live reactions, a draft watch along. So make sure you guys tap in. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Yo, who are these people? No, brother. You are not using, hold on. You are not solely using the links provided. Try again, only using the links provided. Now he's talking, King, he's talking about the Miami offer that they had for, what's his name? KD. Okay, cool. There we go. Finally. Flag. So recommendation is Cooper Flag #1. Finally, we got the fucking thing to give. Yo, for you guys that weren't here, the first mock draft I did, it had Edgecombe going #1. I don't know what I was doing wrong, but I think the first mock draft you learn how to prompt ChatGPT. So we figured it out. Okay, Cooper Flag goes #1. #2, San Antonio. So San Antonio likely trades whoever is drafted here. So you don't have to think too much about who fits the team. For them, getting the best player is more important. Remember to only use the links provided. I'm going to just copy paste this or copy it because we're going to have to add this to the end of every text. How Hulu won first while Desmond Bain is 5. Okay, you know what? Okay, this is actually pretty interesting. We'll talk about this during the watch along, bro. We'll talk about this during the watch along. It's just about how they think about assets, right? Because they're not thinking about basketball players, they're thinking about assets. But yeah, we'll talk about it during the stream. So top remaining players: Dylan Harper, Ace Bailey, Edgecombe. So Dylan Harper, #2. Okay, we finally got a top 2 that makes sense. Has drawn comparisons to Harden Light for his blend of strength, shift, and vision and shiftiness. Kind of player a team trading up would covet for his versatility and a high floor. Okay. I'm a fan. I'm a fan so far. We finally got this to work. Number 3, Philly. Okay. Philadelphia could take a player to help win now if they keep Embiid, or they could take a player to build around for the future if they trade Embiid. As a team who hasn't decided what to do yet, they will likely want a player who suits both timelines by balancing both short and long-term upside. I think that's about as detailed as you could get describing what the hell Philadelphia, because then I can actually join you. Bet, for sure. Offer with Kitty was Jaquez, Jovic, Highsmith, and the 20th pick. This is what he's talking about. So the Miami Heat fans who are upset about it are mainly upset that that was all they offered for Kevin Durant. Okay. Competing with best available prospect, Ace Bailey, Edgecombe, Trey Johnson. Donovan Clingan, brother, no. Oh, I forgot to attach the little thing at the end. Ace Bailey, number 3. So it says here, fits both timelines, a high ceiling scorer who can eventually be a number 1 option, while also offering good enough tools to help now in a supporting role. All fit what Philly would need with or without Embiid, would benefit from playing off stars, develop into one later. Okay, I like it. So far we have a sensible mock. We found a way for this to work. Next we're gonna do wait, hold on. Who's number? Oh, Charlotte. Oh my god. Okay. Charlotte has a young core already. They probably want to balance taking the best player and the player that complements their core the best. Okay. And that is, yo, this is so funny. What Trey Mann, what is a polar bear doing in Arlington, Texas? Yo, no. We have to, I keep forgetting that fucking text. I keep forgetting it. I have to put it. So VJ Edgecombe goes 4. Man, sensible mock happening. Let's do it. All right. So Edgecombe goes 4. Number 5. Oh yeah, Utah. Utah is taking the best prospect available. There's not too much thinking that goes on with Utah, man. Like, they don't have enough of a base to really be making decisions like Charlotte might in terms of having LaMelo and Brandon Miller and whatnot. Oh, no, man. Why do you keep mixing things up? Donovan Clingan. Trey Johnson goes number 5 to Utah. 3-level scorer with upside as a lead guard or a secondary scorer. Gives Utah another centerpiece, building block alongside Keontae George and Taylor Hendricks. So, I mean, we're now 5 picks in. Malawach, in theory, could be a candidate for Charlotte or Utah. ChatGPT doesn't seem to think that he's a viable candidate for each, which is good to hear as somebody who wants Malawach for Toronto. But yeah, it's just interesting to see. Number 6 is Washington. Washington also has a young core. Actually, you know what? I'm just about to copy paste everything from the Charlotte thing. Copy young core. They probably want to bounce. Take the best player. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. See, this is funny. It keeps thinking Denny Avdia is on this team and Kyle Kuzma, and it seems to think Tyus Jones is a part of a young core. That's nasty. Yo, how? How? You are straying from the links provided. Klingon and Buzelis are not on those lists. Check again. Leading options. Okay, wait a second. Hold on. Washington is not pick number 7. They pick number 6. Well, I'll have to let it know. But yeah, so this is about Washington still, right? No, saying Washington's evaluation doesn't want to clog usage, defensively contribute space to the floor. So Khan Kanipo. Khan would be pick number 6 to Washington. Not $6. There we go. Pick number 6 to Washington. Okay, Khan to Washington. I actually really like Khan to Washington. I thought his game was a lot more well-rounded when I watched him. I kind of had the assumption he might just be a spot-up shooter. That was the wrong assumption. I think Khan actually has a decently well-rounded game. So I think he'll definitely be a starter. Sometimes with spot-up shooters that are good in college, they go on to basically just be like bench pieces. I think Khan is definitely a starter. So I really like this pick for Washington. You might be worried about the defensive production, but ultimately they have Koulibaly, so they have a complementary piece. So I like this pick for Washington. Number 7, and I keep switching around 7 and 8. Oh yeah, 7 is New Orleans. New Orleans goes for highest upside with a rebuild on the horizon. Trey Johnson is gone, by the way. Okay, hold on. Let me just make sure that Trey Johnson did go number 5. My memory is correct, yes. Trey Johnson went number 5. Try again. What was the combination? Oh, so it was Noah Asang and Jeremiah Fears? Sheesh. Okay, Noah to New Orleans. It's Noah Orleans at this point. That's nasty. This is wild. Like, they had New Orleans taking Nolan Traore. I don't know if if ChatGPT is scouring the internet and finding some European connection between New Orleans, or like some connect in Europe for New Orleans. But this is crazy. I think Fears is a home run pick for New Orleans. I think if Fears, I don't see Fears going higher than 7. And I think that because, like I said, I think they have a rebuild around the horizon. I think they have a lot of time to give to whoever they take. And I think for that reason alone, they should be shooting for upside, and Fears is the upside guy in the draft. So, I mean, that kind of sucks, but is what it is. Noah goes number 7. Okay, so Brooklyn at number 8 also, and then I can just copy paste the last message. Actually, no, also goes for highest upside. And then I have to include the message about not straying from the links, because all right. So again, this has to be Fears. Like everything I said about New Orleans and having time, I think the same applies for Brooklyn. Fears, Duke Brennan, is that a guy? Jeremiah Fears. Okay, so Fears goes to Brooklyn. So yeah, again, I think Fears 7 and 8, that makes a lot of sense. That's got to be where it is. Man, giving Fears to Jordi Fernandez is outstanding for him. If I was him, I would want to be in Brooklyn. But if I was New Orleans, I wouldn't let him get past us. So we'll see what happens. Okay, again, Toronto has two main needs: a long-term center and a wing defender. No need. Oh, hold on. Neither is more important than the other. Remember to only use the links provided for a Duke Brennan. Who are these people? Am I tripping? Because did Malawatch just disappear? Duke Brennan is still in college, brother. Man, okay. Gotta do this shit manually again. I feel like ChatGPT's memory just fades at some point. Where is this? Okay. Only use these links to select players. Try again. So yeah, so Noah fears Demon. So it goes Noah. Okay, the last pick had Malawatch. This pick has Demon. Sorry, Noah. Both are viable picks. Fulfills different needs. With Noah, we definitely have the defense. With Malawatch, we have the positional need of center. I personally want Malawatch. If we get Noah, I'm comfortable with that. Yeah, like I mean, it's just part of picking 9, which is frustrating for Toronto, is that again you don't get some of the more premier prospects. But I would take Noah. We do need that kind of profile. We traded away our Siakams, our OGs. We're left with essentially Scotty Barnes as the one guy that can defend the perimeter. So give me Noah. And then number 10, Phoenix takes the best player available, as they likely are trading this player. We're going to add the part about only use these links to select players and be mindful of who has already been selected. Okay. Demon, Tyler Smith. So Demon goes to Phoenix twice. ChatGPT loves Demon to Phoenix. And again, maybe that's the thing about him being a sexy pick to trade, maybe, because that is something that I've included when doing both these mocks. But yeah, so we've done the top 10 twice. We've figured out who we have going where. Shout out to everybody that's watched this so far. Much appreciated. Make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I am closing out this live stream, but we are going to be back on the channel in 15 minutes for Game 7 of the finals. So Pacers Thunder for all the marbles. The first Game 7 since 2016, so it's been 9 years, but I'm super excited about this one. So like I said, this stream is ending now. I will see you guys in 15 minutes again. Make sure you like the stream. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Those are very important forms of engagement for the growth of a YouTube channel. If you want to support content on YouTube, that's the best way to do so. But with that said, I'll see you guys in 15 minutes.